Pippa the Mouse and the Secret Light. The day at the Den of Mouse Dreams was drawing to a close. Pippa, a little mouse with shiny grey fur and bright eyes, was happily playing with a ball of yarn. Joy was leaping in her little heart like a tiny grasshopper, but the air already carried the smell of night. Mamma Mouse called out in a warm voice, "Pippa, darling, it's time for the evening magic. Bath, supper, teeth brushing, and off to bed, because the darkness will soon knock on the window." Pippa felt her little grasshopper of joy suddenly do a somersault and turn into a tiny, trembling ant. This was fear. The ant fear hid under Pippa's fur every time evening approached. "Mom, do I have to go to sleep when it's so dark?" asked Pippa, hugging her ball of yarn. Mamma Mouse sat next to her and hugged her tightly. Her fur smelled of warmth and chamomile. "Darling, the darkness is not a monster. Darkness is like a big soft blanket that covers the whole world so it can rest. Remember how the sun has to hide behind the mountain to gather strength for tomorrow?" Pippa nodded her head, but the ant fear kept tickling her tummy. After the evening rituals, Pippa snuggled into her little bed. It was soft and smelled of her favorite hay. Mamma Mouse kissed her nose and gently hummed a lullaby. She left, leaving a tiny nightlight that cast shapes and shadows on the wall. It was these shadows that made the ant fear grow and grow. The shadow of her slippers looked like a fierce, toothed mountain, and her stack of books like a sad giant. Pippa squeezed her eyelids shut tightly. I don't want the shadows to touch me," she squeaked softly in her thoughts. She opened her eyes and her little heart beat thump, 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 thump like a tiny drum. Then she remembered Papa Mouse's words, who used to say, "Pippa, when you feel the ant fear getting too big, try to turn it into something nice." Pippa sat up. She began to breathe quietly, just as Mamma Mouse had taught her. Inhale, like smelling a beautiful flower. Exhale, like blowing on a fluffy dandelion. Slowly the ant fear began to shrink. Pippa looked at the shadows. Instead of seeing a toothed mountain, she decided the shadow of her slippers was now a gentle dragon who guarded her sleep, and the sad giant made of books that was the great guardian librarian who quietly waited for Pippa to wake up so she could read him new stories. But it was still hard. The darkness outside the window seemed so large, so empty. Pippa quietly slid out of bed and went to the window. She looked out. She saw the stars shining outside, tiny twinkling lamps, and in the middle of the sky hung the moon, a big silver smile. Then Pippa thought, "If the whole world is covered by the blanket of night, then I can create my own secret light inside my burrow." She returned to her bed and touched her chest, right where her heart was beating. She took a deep breath and a long exhale. She imagined that a small, warm flame lived inside her heart. This was the flame of love, peace, and safety. The calmer she breathed, the brighter and warmer the flame became. The flame lit up her tummy, her little legs, and her fur. It filled the entire room with a warm, golden glow that no one could see but her. Now, even if the gentle dragon and the great librarian cast shadows, her internal flame made the darkness just a background, not a scary thing. Pippa felt safe. The ant fear disappeared. Instead, the grasshopper reappeared in her heart, but this time it was the grasshopper of calm, gently rising and falling with Pippa's breaths. She closed her eyes. "Good night, dragon. Good night, librarian. Good night, moon. I have my secret light," she whispered. Then the darkness embraced her gently, harmlessly, like a warm, soft blanket. The grasshopper of calm in her heart slowed down, and Pippa fell asleep, wrapped in her own internal magical glow, dreaming of silver smiles and friendly dragons. And that's the end of today's story about Pippa the Mouse. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to click subscribe. That way you won't miss the next calming bedtime stories that will help you fall asleep. Good night!